Hi everybody, it's Lauren Brown, also known as Raggedy Royal on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and now YouTube. And today we're going to be doing this Valentine's face. We're going to be doing this soft glam, this super pink sparkly soft glam, and this red lip. I asked on Instagram if y'all wanted to see the eyes and the lip together or just the eyes. And there was a resounding over 1,000 votes that said the eyes and the lips together. So we're going to get into this entire face. It is almost Valentine's Day. Now, Valentine's Day is my favorite holiday ever, so I'm creating a lot of tutorials to prepare for that. And this look just screams it. What can I say? If you're watching this during any other time of the year, that's cool too, because I've used this sparkly pink soft glam in the fall for another event, and I've just been waiting for the perfect time to make this video. It all comes together. Now, before we jump into this video, let me just say there may be fallout falling onto your base. I always recommend that you do your eyes before your base, just so that you don't have to wipe anything off. But the fallout is kind of minimal today because we're using these brown shades. So if you do your base before your eyes, you probably will be okay. But you know, I just always like to warn y'all. And if you learn anything during this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe down below. We're almost 50,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for 47,000. Let's get into the video and learn how to do this look. Okay, so we're going to start off with the eyes already primed. I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer per the usual. I love this primer. Even though we're going to be doing browns today, we're also going to be using that light pink. And I want to make sure whenever I use a light color, a bold color, anything that I want to really be vivid and show up, I'm going to use a very light primer so that it can have that chance to show up as bright and as light as possible. Now we're going to go into the ColourPop Gone Matte palette. Yes, I have a new one, so now I can actually say the shade names because they're in the right place. I'm going to use shade Shaggy and shade Chase Me. I'm going to go in with a fluffy blending brush. This is my BH Cosmetics brush that I had since middle school that does not have a name, but any fluffy blending brush will do. Starting with these transition shades, so you have a neutral brown, a little bit of a warm brown. When it comes to browns, you do have to pay attention to like the warmth, the coolness. So this eyeshadow is going to be a little bit warm. I'm going to first go back in with this super flat foundation brush that I have from e.l.f. and just flatten out that concealer to make sure that there's no creasing and we have as smooth a base as possible. Now I'm going to start in the outer corner. Where is your outer corner? That's out towards your ear, towards the tail of your eyebrow. And I'm going to, in small circles, place that color. I'm going to go all the way up to the brow bone. So this is going to be our transition shade. This is going to be the lightest brown that we're going to use. Sometimes I blend dark to light. Sometimes I blend light to dark. Sometimes I just start wherever it makes the most sense. Today we're going to be going light to dark. Blending all the way up to the brow bone. Going in on the other eye. And because this transition shade is not super, like, you can't mess this part up, right? So I can start on this side. You can see I just started on the inner corner, just because as long as we get the entire from the outer corner to the inner corner covered, it doesn't really matter which way we start. Making sure that I cover up all that white. That is a concern when I tell people that I use such a light primer. They're like, but can't you see it underneath? No, because as you can see, we're blending right on top of it and covering it up. Fantastic. Okay, now I'm going to take another brush with no name. 8. Great. I'm going to go into the Too Faced Natural Nudes palette, and I'm going to be going in with this brush that's a little bit more tapered. I do this in every single eyeshadow video, but that's because there may be some new people around. If you're not new, thank you for coming back and just mouth this part with me. But as you go down the eye, your brush is going to become more and more tapered, becoming more and more skinny to the eye. But really, what's happening is that the brush hairs are more densely packed, so they're packed closer together as you go down the eye. So we're starting off at the top of the eye with this fluffy brush. We're going to go to a brush that's a little bit less fluffy, and then we're going to go to this super tapered brush later. And I'm going to go into shade Maple. Now, you probably could just stick with the Gone Matte palette because it has so many browns, but this is just my favorite medium brown, so I'm going to go in with this one. Pretty sure there's something comparable in this palette because I know everybody doesn't have like a million gazillion palettes laying around. And I'm going to go into the crease. I'm going to start in the outer corner, but I'm going along the crease. So I'm not going as high as the brow bone as we did on the first shade. I'm going into the crease. Where's the crease? Open your eye, close your eye. That fold there. Your crease may look different than mine. That's cool. That means that you should just go from the brow to the lash line, that halfway point, that's going to be your crease. So if you can't figure out where it is, that's a good little trick to halfway from the brow to the lash line. Okay, I'm going to go in on this outer corner, and I'm really concentrating this more in the crease. And I'm going all the way in to the inner corner. Doing the same on the other side. This here is going to add that definition to make it look super, super clean when we add in that pink and that glitter. And it adds drama to the look. Whenever there's depth, you know, there's like actual color theory, art terms that like you should think of. But when you just think of drama when I say depth, I feel like that's an easy way to just kind of like wrap your head around the concept. We're adding the drama with this shade right here. Now, never in a regular makeup tutorial will you ever just apply color one time and not blend it out again. So we're going to go back into that ColourPop Gone Matte palette and go back into those transition shades from before. And we're just going to blend out those harsher edges that we just introduced. And you may want to take more of the warmer transition shade because it's a little bit darker. We're just making sure that everything is harmonious, everything is nice and blended. Doing the same on the other side. I've said this before, but I feel like brown shadows snitch on you the most. Like brown shadows are probably the hardest for me to blend because I don't know, maybe because they're just, it's not a bright color. There's just nowhere for like any sort of unblendedness to hide. I don't know. I've always thought that brown is just the hardest color. And I know a lot of people feel very differently. They're like, no, brown is so easy. It's the colorful ones, they don't give me as much like struggle. But that looks good to me. Let's move on to the next step. Okay, now we're gonna go in with this Morphe M456. Like I said before, less tapered than the brush we just used. And I'm going to go into that Natural Nudes palette and go into shade Truffle. This, we're only gonna concentrate on the outer corner. So we're gonna go right back into that outer corner that we've been, you know, starting with. But we're gonna go lower than the crease. And we're only gonna bring this in maybe halfway. Maybe. Yeah, that looks crazy. So what we're going to do is go back in with that last that we just did, going in with that medium brown and blending that out. With soft glams, I always add this little darkness on the outer corner and I keep it there because it is a soft glam. I want to keep it soft. I don't want any of the lines to be too harsh, but I do feel like this part of the eye adds to the eyeshadow. It adds to the shape of the eye. And what I say before, depth, drama, right? Okay, so that's why I do it. If you watch any of my other soft glam videos, I've done bronze, rose gold, silver, and gold. So if you want to see my playlist, I'll put the playlist up above. But that dark brown in the outer corner is always a must-have step. I'm just blending it out, making it look less Okay, we're looking good. Now let's start doing this pink. This is a really quick tutorial. So I'm going to be taking the About Face Matte Fluid Eye Paint in On Point. Now this is a frequent friend of the show. When I say something's a frequent friend of the show, I mean that I just use it in a lot of tutorials. But I usually use it on the lips. I think only one time have I actually used this on the eyes. We're using it on the eyes today. Now, the reason why I just gave you that backstory is because it's a little bit dry. It's a little bit dry, so I may have to go in with some reinforcements just because I'm almost out of this. I use this all the time. So I'm going to just go onto the lid with that. And it can be a little choppy because we're going to take a brush and blend it out. But this is what's going to be our base. It's okay to get up in the crease because guess what? This is not a cut crease. This is a soft glam, so there's not supposed to be those harsh boundaries of like, oh, here's where the crease is, here's where the lid shade is. So you can, you know, get a little messy. I'm going about 3/4 of the way out on the eye. It's okay if you cover up some of that dark brown. It's all right. Now to blend that out, I'm going to take this brush. It's a little bit chubby. It's not a flat brush. We will use a flat brush in a second. But I want it to be a little bit thick to really blend out the edges. So this right here is an XO Cosmetics 110 brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in small circles, start blending that out to the best of my ability. I told you it is kind of dry. So just, so just bear with me. Think of this as the base that we're going to be covering up. Okay, so now you're going to pull out a light pink eyeshadow, right? I'm going to use the Beauty Bay Bright Matte palette just because this is the only light pink that one is still being sold, because my favorite one is from a brand that just got discontinued, and two that I haven't like completely ran through and used. So I'm going to just use a little bit of white and a little bit of pink to get that lightness that I want. And I'm going to add that right to the lid. Once again, it's okay if you cover up that crease because this is not a cut crease. You want a super, super light pink. Like I really wanted a baby pink for this and not the pinks from the palette I was just using. Even though these are nice, I think this is more rose gold and it's going to be very warm on the eye and it's not going to give that light effect. You could use these though, but the reason why I did it is because I wanted something a little bit cooler tone and something a little bit lighter for that true baby pink. I'm gonna go back in with that chubby pencil. I'm gonna go back in with that chubby brush and just kind of blend it out. Now it's okay if the base is a little bit messy because guess what? We're about to add some glitter on top and literally none of that will matter. And we're gonna fix this. So don't even trip about that. If you want though, you can go back in with that light brown and just kind of, you know, clean up the edges. Oh, and the flat brush that I used on the lid is the ColourPop F18. Yes, okay, it's time for glitter. So we're going to be using the Morphe Mixed Signals Dual Ended Cream and Liquid Shadow Stick in Lover Fighter. And we're going to be using the liquid side. I like to put it on the back of my hand first because I like to disperse it evenly. And I feel like the applicator sometimes, every single time you put this in here, you take it out, it could be a different amount of glitter. I also don't want it to be super, super thick. Like this is not a glitter cut crease. I want it to be more like a glitter topper, okay? So I'm gonna be using the Morphe M224. This is a flat brush. I'm going into it and kind of just taking some off the brush, just kind of, you know, thinning it out. Thinning it out is a perfect phrase for this. I'm gonna add this right onto the pink. Oh yes. Now you see why I thinned it out? I feel like if you thin it out, it gives like princess, like, oh my gosh, there's glitter there, but not like, oh wow, like it's fully glitter, which I have no hate on that. You know, I've done a glitter cut crease tutorial on here. Maybe I need to do more. Let me know if you want to see more, but that's just not what we're going for. Ever since, like, because I used to always look at people who did makeup like this. Like I specifically remember one look and it was Jackie Aina, and I was like, how do they get their glitter so like thin and see-through and not just like glitter, you know? I'm gonna add some more. It's like, ooh, it's dazzling, it's shiny. It reminds me of MAC Dazzle Glass. That's like one of the first like shiny higher end makeup lip glosses I had. It was like, ooh, this is glittery, but it's not like chunky glitter. Yes, yes. Okay, now let's fix this outer part. So I'm gonna go in with that medium brown, that maple, and this is on a ColourPop E4. And I'm just going to put that in between where the light pink is and where that dark brown is. That's going to give us a horizontal blend. So we already have the vertical blend where it's blending this way, but we need a horizontal blend blending across. That'll just make everything look more incorporated with itself. I'm going to go back in with that Morphe M456 in that dark brown and just kind of blend right over, taking its territory back. Going back in, just blending out all the edges. Very nice. For the inner corner, I'm going to take this very small ColourPop E29 brush. I'm going to go into that white shadow and just add that here. Because I feel like that, well, I know that that opens up the eye. And I think it goes well with this whole, like, I don't know, this is just such a doll baby look to me. Like, yes. Let's go for the big eyes, this sparkly pink. Yes. Okay, now let's do the waterline. So I'm going to be going into the NYX Cosmetics Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. No surprise there. And a craft brush. And I'm going to be going along the waterline. So not straight at the waterline, but along the waterline. It will help with your fear of the waterline and with, you know, eye sensitivity. If you want to know more about the waterline, I have an entire Waterline 101 video you can check out. I talk about like what different colors give you what effect, what products I like to use in the waterline, all those good things. White in the waterline also opens up the eye because it gives the illusion of extending the eye. So that goes with the whole baby doll. I got the finger waves, which by the way, this week I just posted a finger wave tutorial. If you want to know how I do my hair, it is super quick. It's quicker than this look. So the white in the waterline, the white in the inner corner, the pink, the glitter, the just baby doll, baby doll. Okay, so for the bottom of the lid, I'm going to do a little bit of a twofer. I'm first going to go in with that light pink, about halfway. So in towards the white and halfway out. It's looking a little choppy. Go back in with that fluffy brush. Just soften the edges. On the other half, I'm going to be using the medium brown. Yesterday when I did this look, I couldn't decide if I wanted to do the pink or the medium brown as a lower lash line. I said, why not both? So we're going to do this half and half. Very nice. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit of liner and lashes. And when I say a little bit of liner, I literally just mean like one little black line. This is the Rare Beauty Perfect Strokes Matte Liquid Liner. And that's really enough. The only reason why I'm adding liner is to add my lashes. If you want to know all about like adding liner, adding lashes, recently I've discovered when putting on my faux lashes, adding a little bit of liquid liner, just a little bit, just a smidgen, does make everything easier. So that's why I'm doing that. It's not a wing at all. It's just one little black line because it's going to make everything easier to blend when I add my lashes. If you want to know more about that, if you want to know about putting on lashes, don't worry. I have a whole new video for you. And it's called, I can't remember what it's called. But applying lashes just got easier. That's the thumbnail. My new tip and trick on the easiest and quickest way to put on lashes. So you check that video out. I am going to just add this liner and I'm going to go put on my lashes off camera. But I am not leaving you for dead because I have a video for you to watch to know more about that part. I'm going to quickly throw these lashes on and then we're going to get to this lip. Okay, we're back. The lashes are Lily Lashes Mykonos, if you wanted to know. Now let's get into this lipstick. We are going to be using a Lauren Brown lip recipe. Yes, there are 3 parts. We're going to start off with the liner. So this is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Limitless Brown, another friend to the show. I love this for a nude lip. Recently, I've been doing browns with the reds, and I think that it's hot. You let me know down below. But before we even get into it, I just looked at myself and remembered. We're going to need to highlight that Cupid's bow. So I'm going to take this JCat Beauty highlighter. It's a baked highlighter in Crimson Gleam. I'm not going to really need a brush for this. I'm just going to, highlight that's Cupid's bow. What is Cupid's bow? Where is it? It's that little V where the right side of your top lip and the left side of your top lip meet. We are going to highlight it because when we go to line the lip, that's going to help create that contrast against that very, very light shade and accentuate the shape of the lip. Now we're going to go in with the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Limitless Brown and line the lip. I'm going to start on the right side of the top lip. And I do like to overline, okay? I don't like to overline for size, but I like to overline for shape. Go on the left side. I'm going to slightly color it in just a little bit. Yes. The reason why I color it in a little bit is because I don't want it to be one brown line like a fence and then the rest of the lip, because what happens is it's not going to blend. It's going to look very, very segregated, very, very separated. So I like to just blend it in a little bit so that it's an ombre and not just a line in a main color. I'm going to go on the right side of the bottom lip. So much setting powder. There's so much on my lips. Filling that in as well. Fantastic. I'm going to go in with this Makeup Forever Rouge Artist Forever Matte lipstick. It's a liquid lipstick, but it has a different type of applicator. This is in shade Constantly on Fire. Wow. This is what the applicator looks like. So it's almost like a sponge where you dab it on instead of like something that's elongated. It's like a doe foot applicator. That's a makeup YouTube throwback for anybody who was watching YouTube when they were growing up around 2014, 2015, 2016 when I was. Yeah, everything was doe foot. This is doe foot applicator. I'm looking at the doe foot. But I'm going to apply that doe foot right to the lip. I like to go in with a brush. This is just a Morphe 709. I like to go in with a brush and kind of blend the two together, especially because it has that doe foot applicator. So it's a little bit less organized than when I have, the liquid lipstick and I can go back and forth with something that's rectangular. There's lipstick on my teeth. Classic. Going back in with a little bit more brown. Now lastly, we're going to go in with my highlight shade. This is the NYX Powder Puff Lippy in Crushing Hard. I'm going to add that right to the center of the lip. And the reason why I add that to the center of the lip is because that's where I want the attention to be drawn. I want your eye to be drawn to the center of my lip. And it flushes out the ombre. Anywhere where you add a highlight or a lighter shade in anything, that's where the eye is going to be drawn. So you see we have this light shade here with the glitter. That's where your eye is drawn. This highlight on top of my nose, highlight on top of my cheeks, using those highlight concealers, those lighter concealers right underneath the eye, drawing your eye to the center of the face. That's why we're using the same highlight method in the middle of the lip so that your eye is drawn to the center of the lip. If you want to know more about the face, if you want to know more about anything else I have going on, don't worry, there is a tutorial for you. So I have a pink base routine, eyebrow routine, how to put on lashes, waterline 101. And then if you just want to know specific things, I got you too. Setting powder 101, setting spray 101, blush 101, so many videos. So if you want to learn anything else about my face, you're like, wait. It looks like the look is over, but I didn't get to. Don't worry, there is a video for you. Thank you so much for watching the video. This is the final look. I hope you enjoyed it. If you learned anything along the way, or if you liked the video, or if you just, like liking videos, not judging, you can like the video down below. And you can subscribe if you'd like to see more of me. We're at 47,000 subscribers, almost to that big 50,000, which is almost to 100,000, and then to 1 million and beyond. So you can go ahead and subscribe down below. Also, if you want to see more of my looks, you can check out the shorts tab, and you can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to see more looks and more life, all at Raggy Royal, the same way it's spelled down below. If you try out this look, please tag me. I want to see it. Or you can just, maybe like, I'm not posting this, girl. I don't post. DM me. I would love to see it. I love to see you guys' recreations, especially if you're doing it for Valentine's Day. Somebody asked, can you make sure that you post this before Saturday? It is Thursday. It's getting posted, making sure that you're ready for Valentine's Day. It is my favorite holiday. And so we have a lot of videos that have just gone up and that are continuing to go up for Valentine's Day. So stick around and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I just did that whole outro. Nobody told me that I got lipstick on my face. Y'all are fake. Y'all are fake. But I still love y'all, and there will still be new uploads coming up soon. So maybe we could call it even with the like and subscribe. I don't know. Bye.